This is One-on-One. Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. You can tell I'm not in the studio, obviously. In fact, we are at an extraordinary location. We are at the AT&T Global Network Operations Center, otherwise known as GNOC. And we're about to introduce a gentleman who knows all about this place. He is Mike Muniz. He is the Director of Network Operations here. Mike, let me ask you, this extraordinary place plays such an important role, otherwise known as GNOC. Explain it to us.
So the GNOC is AT&T's premier center for surveilling the AT&T global network. From this center, we can see the entire network, how traffic flows throughout the network, and we can do things to mitigate issues that happen across the network. There is no other center like this in the world.
Why do you say that? I mean, there are other organizations that try to monitor what's going on. What makes the GNOC so different?
Because from here we can see everything across the network. It's not just a little piece here and there. We can see everything, and we can do things here from this main center that can affect the global network. So not just domestically, but worldwide.
By the way, we can only show you so much because obviously of security issues, right, Mike?
Correct.
So as we show video, as much as we can show, tell folks or give folks a sense of what we can help people, what AT&T is helping people do.
I think people are helped because of the things that they don't see. So most customers never see all the things that we do here because of the things we're doing help mitigate any problems before a customer can see them.
For example?
For example, there may be large geographic areas where they're having some kind of natural disaster, a problem with local things going on.
Talk about Sandy. I mean, we're doing this program in the summer of 2013. It'll air later. Question, during Sandy, what's happening here at GNOC?
So in Sandy, there was a lot of preparation work ahead of time. This is the center where we make sure that things are staged ahead of the storm. We have lots of resources staged outside the potentially affected area, ready to move once the storm is over. Once the storm is over, this is the command and control center where those things get deployed throughout the network. We do that quickly. We have lots of plans and checklists in place that we can do that. We know everything's supposed to go, send it out, and begin to restore service very, very quickly across the network.
So we're talking about phone, text, internet. I mean, you're monitoring it everywhere?
Sure. This is regular landline, we call them wireline calls, mobile calls, mobile data sessions. We do internet protocol traffic, internet traffic, all those things. Yes, we can see them as a whole. We can look for patterns and trends, and we react to make sure that the traffic flows the way it's supposed to.
I keep thinking, I mean, when I first walked in here and you guys showed me this operation, I saw it from an extraordinary vantage point. They opened up these big windows, and the glass opened up, and the GNOC hit you, and I'm thinking, no, I heard about it, but I didn't think this would be it. I'm thinking, what was it like before this Global Network Operations Center existed? What did you have?
There was a smaller center. There was a lot of pieces that were done separately. So it's been a long transformation for us to get to one command and control center. It's much easier to command a network this size from one center rather than having pieces scattered around. It just makes it easier for chain of command.
Okay, 24/7 operation. You were telling me that you work night shifts times because there are different people who have your job at different times of the day. But the people who are here working, what do they do and what information do they communicate to you, the person in your role at certain times of the day, because you are a 24/7 operation?
Sure. So the folks here are watching they're surveilling portions of the network that they're experts in. So we have subject matter experts here, and they're watching certain things. They have tools that will alert them to potential problems. It may not even be a customer affecting problem, but a problem in the network where we want to do something so that customers never see it. They see those on their tools. They will bring the information up through, we have a dedicated chain of command up to what's called a network duty officer. The network duty officer is always on station, ready to react, and they will decide how we respond.
much pressure do you feel?
Normally,
Why do you take a deep breath when I say that?
it really all depends on the situation.
What was that during Sandy? What was it like for you?
It wasn't so bad. We've been doing hurricanes for quite a while. Because we have network down in the southeast, other parts of the country, other parts of the world where there's typhoons and hurricanes, we've been through this many, many times. So it wasn't so bad. It's those weird ones, those really crazy ones, like the Japanese earthquake. That was kind of that was a big one. That was a little pressure. We had, there's a lot going on. We're worldwide, so it's a lot we had to take in and understand.
Let me ask you this. We're going from very serious situations, but I have to ask you this because a lot of people know AT&T for this. You know what's coming, right?
Maybe.
Okay. American Idol. What's it like?
Yeah.
What's that like?
So the first couple of years, American Idol, we had a lot of resources dedicated to making sure that the calls flowed.
A lot of calls.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not even sure what the numbers, but we're talking billions. Not only phone calls into the hotlines, but text messages, mobile phone calls into the hotline. All those things combined to really, really stress the network, I guess is a good term. But now it's a matter of course. We've been doing it for several years. We know what we're doing. We have everything in place ahead of time, and our call throughput is excellent. I don't think there's been a missed call yet.
Finally, before I let you go, I was here one time before without the cameras, and you folks were kind enough to let our cameras in to show as much as we could show, given the security concerns. The kind of people who do work here, beyond the technology, which is extraordinary, who are the people who work here, and what do they bring to the table?
So almost everybody here is from New Jersey, lives in New Jersey. There's been some transplants, but just about everybody here is from New Jersey, lives and works in the area here.
What kind of skills?
So a lot of them, they all have different skills. We have what's called subject matter experts. Everybody's kind of an expert in their own little piece. So we have somebody that's maybe an expert in telephone switching. Then maybe another expert who's in charge of understanding cell towers and how that works with the network. Then we have maybe other folks who understand internet protocol traffic and routers and all that kind of new age stuff, voice over IP. And they all kind of understand their little piece so that they have that dedicated focus and are an expert in that field. Then they can transmit that knowledge up the chain so that I can get it as a whole.
Bottom line is customers benefit big time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, it's all the things the customers never see. There's stuff that happens every day, all day, and most of the time customers are never impacted.
Mike, I want to thank you for taking the time to help explain an extraordinary operation, and we'll be talking to some of your colleagues and including them in other segments of our programming. But we appreciate you inviting us to the GNOC, which stands for, again?
Global Network Operations Center.
Thanks to the folks at AT&T. Thanks.
Sure, no problem.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by PSE&G, TD Charitable Foundation, Prudential Foundation, Roche, the Newark Public Schools, Terrell Fund, New Jersey Natural Gas, proud to support education in our communities, the MCJ Amelia Foundation, and by the Merck Company Foundation. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com, Everything Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.